Hey y'all, this is KJ. I've been getting a lot of requests about making a video on the tools that you need to get started with resin. So today I'll be showing you the basic tools that you need to get started on your resin journey. Alright, so what you'll need to get started, you're going to need some gloves and a mask if you would like, because resin can be harmful, especially after long-term exposure. I usually keep a few pair of gloves because you're probably going to need to switch them out. You're going to need your resin, of course. So you have your resin and then you have the hardener. Usually it's about half and half mixture, but just depends on what you get. I get mine on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. This brand, premium quality from the epoxy resin store. It's really cheap for a lot of it, and it's good for when you're just starting, especially. There's a lot of different kinds of resin, and the better ones should be saved for when you're doing more professional things and there's less room for error. Okay, you're gonna need something to mix it in. Usually you're gonna have separate containers that are clean. These need to be clean still, but I make my own measuring cups. I just draw it out on disposable cups. And then something to make sure glitter's in. I always have my glitter mixed before I start my project. Now there's various tools you can use for mixing. You can get an actual spatula itself, or you can just use tongue depressors, popsicle sticks. I have a bag full of all sorts of things here. Droppers for using small amounts of resin. All sorts of tools that you can get. These are some pretty cool spatulas I just got. They help a lot when using silicone molds, especially. Now, of course, you're going to need some resin molds that are made of silicone. You can make your own too. It's pretty cool. This one already has some resin in it. There's all sorts of molds you can use. Or you can just get creative, like I'm making a trinket dish out of a ceramic bowl that I bought. And now you need to color your mold. For coloring resin, ooh, I had a leak. For coloring resin, you can use mica powders, acrylic paint, ink paint, which leaked on me. But there's plenty of things you can use. And then you need something to fill it with. Maybe some tarot cards, stickers. I love flowers. I organized mine, this little thing. But really, it's up to your style. Glitter. These flakes are cool. They suspend better in the resin. Other glitter will usually tend to sink if it's heavier. I love glitter. And that's about it. So that's all you're going to need to get started. I almost forgot, you're going to need some sort of heat gun to pop your bubbles. There's a lot of different ways to pop your bubbles. This is my preferred method. The heat will usually get the bubbles to rise up and pop. You don't want to use anything that's too hot because it will definitely adhere your resin to the silicone molds. Be careful not to get resin in the switch itself. I've ruined a couple guns that way. Thanks for tuning in. I really hope you learned something about the tools you need for resining, and I hope it makes your resin journey a little bit easier.